kidding me? Are you out of 5? Bryant. Yes.
Left in the NBA right now, the New Orleans Hornets. Can you believe that? 9-0. Kobe throws it off the
each other one-on-one. Looks like you remember what I'm talking about. What do you remember about that time? And in that story, you smoked him. Who beat you in one-on-one if it ever happened in practice?
No one. I'm not trying to be, but that's what I do. You know what I mean? So,
what's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or
still to be happy about?
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so.
Success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings. Individual accolades, or you want championships? Because I didn't chase mine.
So I guess earlier this week I was accused of being a Kobe hater, which is further from the truth out. If this was 20 years ago, then you might be right. But if you were on my previous channel, Franchise Sports TV, you know damn well I have been protecting the legacy of Kobe Bryant in his career. And we'll be doing the same thing on this channel. So you know damn well that is not true. But I had a subscriber, and I guess I can't say guess, he is not a former, but another YouTuber. I don't know what his plan is, but he sent me his video on how Kobe didn't receive any free throws during the 2000s NBA Finals. And I'm like, true or not, it still doesn't change the fact that Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players of all time. There's other players that didn't get the respectful calls or get the calls they deserve, or got too many calls on them, a la Kevin Durant in the 2012 NBA Finals. But that doesn't change the fact, well, unless he's trying to say Kobe's better than Jordan, which I think he's trying to say, which I cannot agree with him on. And this YouTuber's name is PookieMan12. I think that's his name. I can rock with you on the no Kobe Bryant slander, but if you're trying to say that he's better than Jordan because of that, what happened in the 2000 finals, then no, I can't rock with you all the way. So, and that was actually a response to a video I released earlier this week about what happened to Kobe Bryant in 2000 NBA Finals, which I'm about to get to now. So, fast forward to today, and I happened to check my comment section on my YouTube studio, and I couldn't help but laugh on what I read. I'm not even gonna say this subscriber's name because I thought I got rid of him, but apparently he made it over to this channel. Don't know how, unless I don't know. These LeBron fans, man, when I talk about moving the goalposts, these guys are moving goalposts all over the place. Next thing you know, it's going to be outside the stadium, which it already is at this point. Or it's saying that Michael Jordan had more health than LeBron James. That's moving the goalposts outside the stadium at this point. But I read this guy's this. You can tell LeBron's are obsessed. They more obsessed than the chick from Obsession. If you've seen that movie, they're so obsessed with LeBron and trying to defeat us that it's getting bad. It's terrible. It's getting worse for him because now they're starting to put themselves in walls and corners. Remember they was talking about, Scottie Pippen's better than Jordan, but a minute Scottie Pippen said, I'm better than LeBron because I got 6 more rings. They going on a tangent about how Scottie Pippen is not better than LeBron. So which one is it? Well, anyways, so This guy, man. I'm not gonna read this whole entire thing, because this whole entire thing it's like he made a small noveletta in the comment section. One of the things I want to point out and said, he starts off saying Phil Jackson's style of play doesn't win. Kobe proved Phil right by missing the playoffs in his prime. One time, 04-05. Kobe fans tell other players so what when they get injured from trying to carry. Yet, look at what happened as soon as Kobe didn't have Shaq. He got injured trying to carry. Plus, Lakers fans still had a losing record when Kobe was on the court in 2005. Timberwolves had a winning record and still missed the playoffs. Oh, that's because the West was tough. And then he mentions Steve Nash. Because I guess he's trying to make a point for Steve Nash. And the problem with Steve Nash, he was great and all, great passer, but the problem with those Phoenix Suns teams, they couldn't play a lick of defense. That's why they can never get past the hump. That's why they can never get past Kobe Bryant. So, he says Kobe had Phil Jackson, Jerry West, and Tex Winter. Well, Jerry West wasn't the coach. I don't know why he mentioned that. I guess in terms of being the GM, fine. Kind of says it all when Phil Jackson, Shaq, and Tex Winter all left after 2004. Well, the thing about Shaq is, and Shaq has already admitted to this, I don't know why he even mentioned this, acting like this is a detriment to Kobe. Shaq was always out of shape towards the end of his Lakers tenure. He was out of shape. Half-assing it. Why are we forgetting that? Kobe wanted to push him. Kobe wanted to push him till his ass get in shape. That's why there was a rift. But we forget about that. He says Kobe said he could win a championship on his own. You can't reward Kobe for ruining the team with MVPs. Nash rightfully won those MVPs. That's neither here or there. That's neither here or there. What was the 05-06 season? Yeah, you could say Kobe should have won MVP with the roster they had. All right, moving on. Pacers couldn't even make the finals in the 90s. The team wasn't good. The team wasn't better than Jordan's team. No one on the team was better than Jordan. And when they came close, which was 98, guess who had to go through? Jordan. Yet an old Pacers team made it in 2000. Well, the roadblock wasn't there anymore. Think of the teams that was in the East in the 2000s. Philadelphia 76ers weren't ready. Boston was not ready. Detroit, not ready. Orlando, definitely not ready. Milwaukee was beat by the Indiana Pacers team in 2000. No Bulls to worry about. Toronto, not ready. Let's look at those teams that the Pacers played in 2000. Right quick. Let's look at that team right quick. So the Pacers played on that route to the NBA Finals. They played the Milwaukee Bucks team. Beat that team 3-2. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. They beat the New York Knicks, which was a different New York Knicks team, in 6 games. I think on this New York Knicks team was, because it wasn't the same New York Knicks team from prior when they made it to the finals. I think on this team was Marcus Camby, Chris Childs, Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, Charlie Ward. Patrick Ewing was not the same Patrick Ewing for 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Allen Houston, I think, was starting to be on the downside of his career because I knew he had to deal with injuries towards the end. Marcus Camby necessary wasn't there yet. Latrell Sprewell was there, but wasn't enough. This Indiana Pacers team may be old, but it was well experienced. Philadelphia, not so much. Milwaukee, not so much. So, to go back to what he's saying, I don't know what the Pacers had to do with anything. I don't know what that meant. He says 2001 Spurs didn't have Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. Darren Anderson didn't even play the entire series. Sure hope that Shaq and Kobe can defeat a 6-foot Iverson. Well, in my opinion, Philadelphia shouldn't have made it that far, but the NBA needed that. Can't have Milwaukee in there. Milwaukee probably would have put up much more of a fight than Philadelphia could. So I guess in this, he's trying to disparage the second championship. Shaq and Kobe got bailed out in 2002. Game 6, yeah, definitely, but as they always say, Kings had a chance to win Game 7, and they didn't accomplish it. It says Shaq and Kobe played a weak Nets team. Fine, whatever. He says Kobe lost the 2004 NBA Finals because he couldn't admit Shaq was the better offensive option. Well, here's the thing about Shaq. Shaq needed Kobe because we all seen what happened in '90 in the finals against the Houston Rockets. He got swept. Up until that point, Shaq was getting swept. He needed Kobe's jump shot. This is the one that burns me right here. Kobe was hobbled for most of that NBA Finals. Are we forgetting about the sprained ankle that kept him out for a game? I guess we are. I guess so. And then he mentions Jordan never ran off Phil Jackson, but Kobe did. Now, there was a rift. Kobe, Shaq, Phil Jackson. He says he ran him off. Well, aren't we forgetting another important event that happened during that time? I think during that time, Kobe was going through legal trouble in Colorado, right? So he had to deal with that, which kind of, for anybody, could kind of drain and make somebody ornery and angry and frustrated and all sorts of stuff, right? So yeah, Phil Jackson left. But what did he do? He came back and he won 2 more rings. That happened. Now he mentioned something about Kobe fans being annoyed about saying Phil Jackson only returned to catch Red Auerbach, even though Red Auerbach had set the record straight and said Phil returned because of the extra money Lakers gave him. He said it was Kobe who was trying to catch MJ and fell short. Then he mentions the later part of Kobe's career with Paul Gasol. He's mentioned, there was no T-Mac for the entire series, but is that Kobe's fault? And I don't even think it would have even made a difference. Because there was one on a test. They mentioned Kobe's bricking. Funny. And they say Kobe got outscored in 2001 NBA Finals. Let's see something right here. I don't even need to look it up. You know why I'm not going to look it up? Because it's pointless to look it up. Let me see something right quick. I do recall Allen Iverson not really having anybody on that team, which is correct. So he had to score the points. That was their only scoring option. Right? Right. Kobe for 5 games averaged 24. Shaq did average 33. Iverson averaged 35. Let's look at that right quick. Yeah, Iverson averaged 35 points. But you look at the rest of the roster. 2.6, 0.7, 5.2, 6.6, 2.0, 1 point per game, 2.6, 8.0, 16 points per game, 16.8 points a game from Dikembe Mutombo, 1.0 from Kevin Ollie, 12.6 from Eric Snow. Moving on. I don't know why he even mentioned this. He said Kobe got outscored by 6-foot Iverson and Jalen Rose in 2002. Jalen played dirty against everyone. Everyone didn't have a prime Shaq. I'm thinking of all the great centers who won championships. Dr. J had Moses Malone. Oscar Robertson had a prime Kareem. I can't say Magic had a prime Kareem because Kareem was older by that time. Hal Greer had Wilt Chamberlain. Bob Cousy had Bill Russell. I'm just naming some of the players who played with great centers, Hall of Fame centers. Clyde had prime Hakeem Olajuwon. And I guess his next statement, he's trying to say that Kobe had Paul Gasol. The same Paul Gasol that didn't show up for the 2008 NBA Finals, who was scared and I guess punked by Kevin Garnett. Let me see something right quick. 2009 NBA Finals, because he said Paul Gasol outscored each team's best player. So, how many points did Kobe average in that finals? 32.4, 5.6 rebounds, 7.4 assists, while shooting 36% from 3, 43% from the field. Paul Gasol averaged 18.6 points a game, 9.2 rebounds. Dwight Howard was the best player, averaged 15 points in that game and 15 rebounds. You could say that was a combination of Paul Gasol, Bynum, even Lamar Odom, that had turns of sticking Dwight Howard in that series. Goodness gracious, these guys. He said people also tend to forget Paul Gasol being the second best rebounder in 2009 NBA Finals, only behind Dwight Howard, the best rebounder in the entire 2010 NBA Finals. Well, Kobe led the Lakers in assists at 7.4 assists in the 2009 NBA Finals. And scored. Led the Lakers in scoring. And 32 and assists. And was second in steals behind Trevor Ariza. And only second behind Paul Gasol in blocks per game, 1.4, behind Paul Gasol's 1.8 as a guard. Lamar Odom wasn't that high. Biden wasn't that high. Let's look at the 2010. Kobe averaging 28 points a game. Assists went down. 2.1 steals per game. 8 rebounds that game. I think he had 16 rebounds in that game 7. He couldn't find the basket. Paul Gasol averaged 11.6 rebounds per game, 18 points, compared to 6.3 rebounds from Rajon Rondo, who led the Boston Celtics in rebounding. Paul Pierce led them in scoring, so about the same. But Kobe averaged 28 points. Here's a question for y'all. Who was the leader of the Lakers again? Right. Now, there's no Kobe on this team. Does Paul Gasol lead the Lakers to the NBA Finals? Paul Gasol is great, I'm not going to lie. But does he lead them to the NBA Finals? Because this person also says that Kobe couldn't beat 51 teams, didn't beat a single 51 team without Kobe and Shaq. Well, damn. I think that will apply to anybody. Because last time I checked, basketball is a team sport. There's not one single player in the history of this league who's ever won it just by themselves with a bunch of scrubs. Not even in 1975, Rick Barry had help, and Jamal Wilkes. Even 2011, Dirk Nowitzki had help. He had a Hall of Famer. Jamal Wilkes is a Hall of Famer. Jason Kidd is a Hall of Famer. Now, you could say that 2021 Milwaukee Bucks, there's only going to be one Hall of Famer on that team, and that'll be Giannis. Because I don't think Chris Middleton's getting there. I don't think Drew Holiday's getting there. But still, those guys were great. Still helped. Because I don't think Giannis is getting to the NBA Finals without those two. Or even Brook Lopez. I don't know. Let's keep moving on. You see again, the Jeremy debate Paul Gasol deserved a 2010. He was more efficient. He said he was also a better defender. But I do recall, and he is my favorite player of all time. And I gotta make a video on this soon about Ray Allen. But I do recall Kobe Bryant locking Ray Allen up like he was in prison. Is Paul Gasol doing that? Locking up Boston's best perimeter offensive players? Nah, that ain't happening. And then you mentioned Paul Gasol started his career with the Grizzlies. I don't understand that, what that had to do with anything. At this point, this guy is just nitpicking because he's talking about Kobe took too much money instead of taking discounts. Kobe was the highest player played. When he retired, he missed 4 out of 8 missed playoff seasons in franchise. He contradicts himself. He says that Kobe missed the playoffs the last few years of his career, but forgets that Kobe probably had one of the most devastating injuries known to all sports, all athletes, the Achilles tendon. You know why he got an Achilles tendon tear? Pushing that team in 2013 to get them to the playoffs. And what did that team do? Once he went down, they got to the playoffs, but what did Dwight Howard do? Nothing. They got swept by the San Antonio Spurs. You think with Kobe on that team, you think they would have won at least 2 or 3 games? And then he mentioned, like I said, the 50-win season and injured Spurs, whatever, got saved by the rest. And then he said the 08 Celtics. So he's listing all the teams right here. He said, Kobe beat 0 50-win teams in the playoffs without Paul Gasol and Shaq. I already went over that. That's the most stupidest argument you can make. He had home court advantage almost the entire time when he did have Paul Gasol and Shaq. Well, what did he have on those teams in 05 and 06 and 06 and 07? That Kobe didn't have his home court advantage. I don't know. There's so many runoffs since then. And here's your 01 Spurs, 02 Kings when he got saved by the rest. The 08 Celtics when he lost. Celtics were taken to 7 games by LeBron and 37 win Hawks. Well, here again, you forgot something. You're taking something out of context. There was no Trevor Ariza. There was no Andrew Bynum. Celtics had their full team, but he didn't have those 2 key players. And Paul Gasol was not playing at optimal that he could play in. It got Kobe so pissed off that Kobe taught Paul Gasol a lesson at 08 Olympics. Remember that? When he knocked him to the ground, first play of the game against Spain. He was sending a message to Paul Gasol like, next season, get it together. Paul took it like a man. And he's talking about all this other stuff that doesn't really matter. Worst shot of the dribble. It's dumb. He's trying to disparage Kobe's defense. And here's the kicker right here. So he mentions the 2004 Team USA didn't have Shaq. T-Mac, Kobe, Kevin Hart, Jermaine O'Neal, Ben Wallace, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Jason Kidd. They were all current All-Stars who didn't play for Team USA during 2004. So this is a way to say that, oh, it's not LeBron's fault, the reason why they lost. It wasn't just Kobe. Just for comparison, these are how many of the 12 All-Stars, or 12 players who were currently All-Stars. And listen, 2004 had 2, 2006 where the FIBA had 4, 2000. Oh my goodness gracious. Most teams, Olympic teams, have a majority of the players, the best players they could find. Usually those guys and All-Stars. Most of the Dream Team won All-Stars. Most of them were in the Hall of Famers. Exception of Christian Laettner at the time. Everybody else was an all-star, top 50, or soon to be top 50 at that time. Soon to be top 75, many 20, 30 years later, Hall of Famers. So if not for Kobe in 2008, who else were they gonna pick? Because they already picked Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was already on that team. So you mean to tell me they was gonna pick an old Shaq? You mean to tell me they was gonna pick an injured T-Mac? You mean to tell me injured T-Mac who didn't really progress after Orlando? That Kevin Garnett, I think, declined. Jermaine O'Neal wasn't the same Jermaine O'Neal from 4 years prior. Ben Wallace, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter wasn't the same Paul Pierce, Vince Carter. So who else were they gonna pick? Oh, Kobe Bryant, who set an example. Hold on. But he set an example for that redeemed team. Because remember, if you watch the documentary, you numbnuts, some of these dudes weren't, totally focused, lasered in. It may have been told from a dramatization, maybe not, that most of these guys, Carmelo, LeBron, all these guys, were younger, of course, in their younger early to mid 20s. Kobe was pretty much going into his 30s, I think, into that Olympic. Still young, but also a family man. But Kobe was dedicated to the sport and making the sport better. So when they saw him working out the morning they came back from the club, they realized, oh, this guy's serious. We need to get on his level. So they did. So they got on his level. Did you think that is that what the Olympic U.S. Basketball Committee wanted? That's the reason why they picked him, not just for his skill, but for his dedication to the sport. So replace Kobe, and who you putting on there? Everybody just named that he named was pretty much not even in their prime anymore, or aging out, or wasn't the same player as they used to be anymore. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, we have someone who does not like Kobe Bryant. This is what LeBron fans do. This is what LeBron fans do. This is what they do. But you know what? It's not a surprise to me anymore. Because they do this with Kobe, they do this with Jordan. Because these are, in their mind, these are the two guys that stand in LeBron's way. He took a lot of things out of context. A lot of stuff I didn't even read. He's trying to, and lately, I'm looking at the end. He's trying to say that Kobe Bryant didn't earn those defensive player, not defensive player, but those defensive selections on the defensive team now. See, this is what happens when we rewrite history. And this is what these guys are trying to do, rewrite history. Because they got no scruples about themselves. But we all know the truths. We all know the truths. We all know. This is just a way for this guy to crap on Kobe Bryant's career, also to crap on Kobe fans as well. You guys can add some more stuff in there I may have forgotten. But I wanted to be angry reading this because if you guys saw this, you can tell this guy is being very condescending and gaslighting. And I hate when people do that. That pisses me off the most. But I remain calm through most of this video, making of this video. But I will say this. This guy can go screw himself. And he can get the fuck off my channel. But also, lastly, I'd like to say, today would have been Kobe Bryant's 48th birthday. So happy birthday to Kobe Bean Bryant. Man, these guys, man. These guys are hilarious, man. I swear, maybe not. Never mind. I was about to say LeBron fans should be comedians. They ain't that funny now. But anyways, this has been another episode of Ghost Half Antlers. This has been a long episode. But tell me what you guys think. This is crazy.
I don't care what you do to get there. The goal is to win.